Let's head to the phone line, shall we? 03717223344. This morning we've been discussing, amongst other things, Newcastle, and whether 4 years into the job things have gone stale for Eddie Howe. Ali said rightly, in my opinion, that Eddie has too much credit in the bank for fans to be calling him into question. Let's speak to Andy, who's a Newcastle fan. Morning, Andy.
Morning, Jeff. Morning, Ollie.
How are you, Andy? What are you thinking, mate?
I think he has got credit in the bank, but I think things have gone stale, and I think there's no place for sentiment in football, and nice guy Eddie isn't ruthless enough to take us any further forward. He's too loyal to players that shouldn't be playing. Ramsdale's a better keeper than Pope. Lewis Hall should be playing left back. I love Dan Burn. Dan Burn's amazing, but Lewis Hall should be left back. He done the same with Longstaff when he kept him in the team far too long. He done the same with Almiron. He's not ruthless enough to take us where we need to be. We're standing still.
Well, I take your point, Andy. Where I would disagree with you, I'm not even sure you've stood still. I think you might even have taken a little step back the way, right?
We have.
But I still think Eddie is the man to take the next 2 steps forward. I genuinely believe that. And it's not just because he's got credit in the bank, which I also think he has. I just think he knows the club. And once he gets 1 or 2 players back, I think Newcastle will turn the corner. I really do.
I don't think it's the players that are there. Our recruitment's been terrible. We spent £160 million on 3 players in the summer, and they're all no good. They're not good enough for our club. Gordon doesn't want to be there. Gordon's bottled it. He doesn't want to be at the club. And we're standing still, and like you say, we're moving backwards. We're not any further forward than we were 2 years ago. Don't get us wrong. He brought us our first win. That moment down Wembley with me and my son will live with me forever. But he's not ruthless enough to take this club forward.
Andy, first of all, I would say Lewis Hall's been injured.
Yeah.
So they're just edging him. They're edging him back in.
But I do take your point. I think he plays.
Yeah.
I think.
But what makes you think that Aaron Ramsdale's a better goalkeeper than Nick Pope? I mean, I'm not taking either side, but what makes you say that he's a better goalkeeper?
Because I go week in, week out. And
yeah, but you're not seeing Aaron Ramsdale play, are you?
I have seen him play, and when he plays in goal, the whole defence just feels more comfortable, more calm. With Pope in goal, it's chaotic. They don't want to play the ball back to him. Even the away fans know that when the ball gets played back to Pope, he's gonna panic. He's gonna slice it out. He's gonna kick it out for a throw into them. You just don't know what he's gonna do, and that creates chaos in the back four. Okay. Ramsdale has been calm. When he plays, I've seen him play. We'll go home and away, me and my boy, and he's a better keeper.
Andy, you stay with us, but I want to have a word with Ken, who's also a Newcastle fan. Ken,
good morning, Ken.
What's your view on Eddie Howe?
I think it's absolute madness that fans are calling him out now. He's probably one of the most successful, nobody is one of the most successful managers we've ever had. Surely he's got some credit in the bank. Yes, things haven't been going well away from home, but look at our performances in the Champions League and at home in general. I think get off his back. Just give him a bit of a chance. Are we really the type of fans that will sack a manager after a bad run? I would hope not. It's just madness. Yes, I do get that away from home things haven't been going well, but man, take a step back, get a grip. Yeah. Who we're going to bring in that's any better, that's available, would mean starting again completely. It's madness. Yeah, madness.
I've got to say, I'm certainly more with Ken than I'm with Andy. I think it'd be absolute madness. I do. Listen, I understand frustration, and a couple of the boys are correctly saying a couple of away performances. I've got not only Eddie scratching his head, but we're looking at it saying, "Whoa, that's a bit more problematic."
Absolutely, I agree. Yeah. But we'll turn it around. Good grief.
Ken, Andy, look, thanks very much.
Thanks, boys.
Indeed. I mean, it brought an instant response here as well. Lots of different views, in fairness. Ash, who's a Leeds fan, says, I think Eddie Howe has done as much as he can at Newcastle. They should part ways, so he's clear to come to Leeds. And next text is, Newcastle will not progress with Pope in goal, Burn in the back four, and Gordon up front, 3 totally overrated players who are liabilities. I can't agree with that.
No,
I cannot agree with that.
I don't think so.
Or Dan says the caller has a point. Gordon's no better than St. Maximin. Pope is no better than Dubravka. Don't agree with that either, frankly, Dan. No. Do you?
No, I don't. I think the wide players in particular, you do get a little bit of inconsistent play. Maximin used to do some brilliant things, but invariably you'd be pulling your hair out. Well, you know, whether it was his final delivery, his final shot, and Gordon to a certain degree is a little bit like that. But I think he is more. I think he's more consistent.
Yeah. Eddie says same story last year about Eddie. Will he get the sack? Then we came fifth and won a trophy.
Yeah.
As I said, it was the same last Christmas. Didn't win any games before that. We played terrible, but Eddie brought us back.
I mean, seriously here, Jeff. And I think it was Sam that read out there. Champions League, you know, football, 2 years, you know, absolutely they were brilliant in that League Cup final. Absolutely different class, and dominated that game and thoroughly deserved to get their first domestic. Was it first domestic since, what was it, 69? I can't remember.
Well, that wasn't domestic. That was a European trophy.
Maybe 55. Yeah, 55. You're absolutely right. So, come on, let's everybody calm down.
Adam says Newcastle fans have very short memories. They've had a bad run, but they're a good team and are playing Champions League football. Another Adam says, I don't think we should sack Howe yet, but the first caller is correct. Howe is too loyal to his players. It will be his downfall. It's not the case of a bad run. This has been the case at the start of the last few seasons. Well, surely that proves the point then, doesn't it, Adam? If that's been the case at the start of the last few seasons, look at what seasons you've gone on to have after that. Yeah. You know, they're in the middle of one of those poor runs that teams have from time to time. But I feel that they sure to come out of it.
Do you think it's just a case of, and all fans to a certain degree the same, and I include myself, do you think it's just they're more impatient than ever? Do you think fans are now, because of the circumstances and because of social media, do you think fans now are just, you know, they're not going to give anybody the amount of time? You know what I mean? Look, for example, look at Ruben Amorim, right?
Yeah.
He's come out, their owner has come out and said, right, it's 3 years and that's it. Now, I don't know what you think. I think that's a good thing. Because straight away,
sure,
everybody, and I know things can change, of course we know things can change, but it gives him the confidence, and also it puts in the players' heads, well, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, Sir Jim's told us that he's here for 3 years. So that is the complete opposite. He said, right, you're going to get your time. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah. Scott says more entitled fans on the show. And here's, it's an unnamed text, but it's a good text. So just for the time being, we'll finish on Newcastle with this one. Eddie Howe is the only manager for Newcastle United FC. We're 2 wins off the top 6. Let's calm down. We spent Christmas outside the top 10 last season and finished in the Champions League. No manager could do any better. He has bought into the team, our area, and the fans. He represents our city with dignity and is our most successful manager for 70 years. In Eddie, we trust. People who want him out have very short memories. I think that's really well said, because he certainly has represented Newcastle with dignity
100%.
and has certainly,
and class,
unarguably,
and class.
Yeah, and he's brought success.
Yeah.